There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Alright, welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It is Thursday, large project night. We're going to continue working on the chessboard. I was hoping to be a little further along than this by now, but I didn't get a whole lot of time in it with orders and getting everything else going. You'll see over the next month I've got a lot of new things I'll be getting out here, and if you watch Wednesday nights, I've been trying to do new stuff on Wednesday nights, small projects for Wednesday night. But I'm going to go ahead and get on started here. I want to thank everybody for stopping in, watching these at any point in time that we've been doing live streams or watching the videos later. And just a quickie, I'll mention it probably a few times through the night maybe, as always. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Just look up the Booga Box on those. If you got accounts with them, go ahead and like and subscribe, get all those good buttons clicked, and follow us along, check out our stuff. Hope everybody's having a good week up to today on this Thursday. Kind of been a quick week. I've been so busy doing stuff that if it wasn't for the streams, I'd probably forget what day it is. Then I still have to remind myself, okay, what is tonight? Large project night, yeah. But I did get this finally pulled back out last night. I only got probably a row done last night, and then got a few more done today, because I was trying to get it caught up, but we're getting there. I'm hoping to be done. I was hoping this week and next week would be the last two, but we might have one more week of it, depending on how much I can get done. I'm hoping to get a bigger portion done, but I know this weekend it's going to be my picture weekend. I've got so many things I got pictures of. It's unbelievable. So I plan on doing a ton of picture work this weekend. I'm going to start getting the stuff ready actually tonight, probably a little bit. Hopefully I get some good ones going tomorrow. I thought my Saturday was going to be kind of gone, but I guess the birthday party for the grandkids is going to be put off for another week. They're not all feeling well, so that's got another week to go. So hopefully I can get some good picture to work in this weekend. Because I do plan on getting a lot more stuff added to the website. I've got an update I'm going to be doing to it. Hopefully, we've got a few other things going on. I've got a fellow chain mailer who's going to help me redo my tutorial for the chain-in. So if you've gotten that before, version 4 will be coming out on it here somewhat soon, with some minor updates to it and maybe a little more user-friendly. That was the first one I had done, so it was a little weird in a way, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better understanding and all the new stuff on the site. And like I said, hopefully a bunch of new pictures. I'm going to probably spread out the pictures a little bit. Do them in a few little groups so I can post a few days over the weekend on it. At least of the new things. There's a few of them that I'll have pictures of the same weave I've done before, but in different materials, etc. All that good stuff. So now we're coming up about halfway on the chessboard here. We're just started on the 4th row. Yeah, this is the first line of the fourth row, so getting close, near halfway. Like I said, I was hoping to be about 2 halfway by today, but I always look at it as a good thing in a way whenever I'm not being able to. Oop, I need black ones for this. When I can't quite get to where I want to, like I said, in a way it's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. It's like, why do I have an extra one sitting down there? Because if I don't get as much time to do work on this, that means I'm getting orders. So, the orders have slowed down progress on this a little bit. You know, if it was a made for somebody's order, it'd be a little different story. But since this is just kind of a piece I plan on making for the events, I mean, I'll sell it, but it's being for show and to sell, but it hasn't sold, so it's still sitting here with me. Like I said, it'd be a lot further along if it was an order. Like when I did the flag and some of the past stuff I've done, they take priority, so I work on those more consistently. And I do put off some things around the house whenever I get bigger things like that to do, which, at the time kind of blows, and I guess a little bit afterwards, because I got all the catching back up to do on everything. But let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, one more. Oh, cat opened the door. I knew I should have just let him out and shut the door, because it's kind of warm out there today. Not blistering hot like we have had some days, but I definitely don't want to leave it open for very long. Yeah, you're going to have to, one came in and one went out, so that's where they're going to have to stay for a few, because I went ahead and shut it all the way. I'm not going to fart with them. I just want to get some work done on this. And I'm still unsure of what I'm going to do on Monday night, medium project night. We get that done. We got done with the purple moon. Janice on YouTube. Hey there. I think that's actually the first time I caught a live comment on the YouTube. But we got done with the purple moon on Monday. I'm gonna get some better pics than what I've got, and I took some pics to see if I was gonna make any changes to it. So far I still like it. The few comments I got from some of the people I showed it to, I think I'm happy with it. I think there are things I could still do to it, but I don't want it to go too far awry. So thanks for joining us, Janice. So for Monday night, I'm not sure what's next on the agenda. I've got several ideas again, but if I can't pick out anything, we might go with the jelly cube just to get some more work done into it. Like I said, it's just going to keep growing over time. Maybe it'd be a good break between a medium project, but I don't know. I've got some more supplies of things coming, and who knows, I might decide to flip it around and do something else. I probably have to figure it out by Sunday night so I can make sure I've got everything I need for Monday. But so you'll just have to check out Monday and see what the project's going to be. Hopefully, again, my small or medium project nights, I try to get something that I can do within 3 to 4 weeks. Large project night could take a couple months depending on how much extra time I can get into it. And then Wednesdays are our single project night, something I can mostly finish up in a stream in the hour and a half. And a lot of the things I picked, I ended up doing 2 on some of the smaller things. I think I've had 1 or 2 things that went over the night. It almost made it within, but so like I said, we just try to mix it up so there's something a little different and not the same thing every night of the week. But if you're new and just checking us out, that's kind of the schedules: Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, all at 7:30 Central Time. And we always stream to all three of the places: Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Or not Twitter, Facebook. I do have a Twitter account, but I still hate using it. I set one up for the Booga Box, but I just never could quite get into the Twitter. Still trying to figure out some things on it, and it might get used at some point, but most of my stuff is through Facebook. Like I said, you can go through and check out all our old pictures, and I got pictures going back some years now, and then quite a few that never actually made it there yet that I did lose. If you watched this for any length of time, about a year and a half ago, I had my hard drive failed, and I lost a ton of pictures. I got about half the hard drive back, but that was about all I could get back from it, and a lot of it was my chainmail pictures. Most of them, you know, the things I've resaved from pictures that I posted places on like Facebook and etc. Resaved those, as many as I could that I didn't get back, and it's still a bummer that I lost some, because some of those pieces were one-off type things, and orders that, you know, somebody else has gotten, and I don't have pictures of them again. So I did get a few back through emails, though. I do have all my emails from all the years, and the ones that I sent, I was still able to recover those from the email, but hopefully I never have that problem again. I thought I wouldn't anymore. After this last time, it was about, I guess that would have been my daughter's sophomore year in school, so about 6-7 years ago I lost a hard drive. And that's when I started using a daily backup system, and it was working fine, at least so I thought. Well, for the most part it actually was. It backed up everything but one hard drive, which was my Booga Box hard drive. And I thought it was actually backing it up, but I never really looked into it and tested it. And then once everything happened and I lost the hard drive, I started looking and realizing it wasn't backing up. It was user error. It was all in the settings that I was using, and is the reason why it wasn't backing up. So it was all my fault, but now I've gotten that taken care of. A couple more hard drives, everything gets backed up daily, and I go check it at least once a week, if not more often, to make sure that it made the daily backup. Just now, with all the doing the streaming and videos and everything like that now, I've got a lot more space being used by saving all this stuff, but that's why I've got 3 external hard drive bays that hold 4 hard drives each. I've got a lot of hard drive space. But with doing this and then all the band video I do too, so always need to have the hard drive space. I think I'm up to getting close to, well, a little more than 30 terabytes worth of hard drives now, I believe. Hard drives keep getting bigger, I just keep using more and more space. And that's the ones that I currently have out and using. I probably have another, I guess, say another 8 to 10 terabytes, maybe 12, and hard drives that have been pulled out. Older band stuff from, you know, back in 2006 to 10 for sure. I'll put that all on a hard drive, on actually 2 hard drives, and then I have stored them for later if ever needed again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Doing a quick look around here. I believe everything's going pretty good. Haven't had too many problems with the streams themselves here lately, which is kind of nice, other than Facebook. I mean, they haven't made a change in a couple weeks, but getting started a Facebook stream right now is kind of weird, just with all the settings, all the extra stuff that pops up. Okay, yeah, I did start Facebook. It's like, did I start the Facebook stream? I have to start it a little differently than I do Twitch and YouTube. I know, was it Monday night? I had a dumb moment and told it to start the stream. I'm sitting there looking at it, waiting for my countdown to go off so I can start doing my jibber jabber. And I was like, why is that? I normally see video pop up here. Why do I have no video? Oh, I forgot to start it. I mean, I had the basic going, but I didn't do the final start within Facebook because, like I said, they've gone quite a bit different than it was when I first started streaming, and then they've made a big change once and then a couple little minor changes, so I have to kind of remind myself how to do things in an hour. And I was going to pull out the pieces for this tonight, but I was like, I want to get past halfway before I do that, because it's going to take up space, and I'm normally jumping right into it, into whatever project we're working on. Normally don't wait too long to get it going. So I was like, oh, we'll just wait till next week. Hopefully I'll definitely be past halfway, because we're going to get pretty close to halfway after tonight. And then hopefully I can get another 3 or 4 hours in over Saturday and Sunday on it, possibly. That's what I'm hoping for. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And, well, like I said, I got to figure out what I'm going to do for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, yeah, that's not going to be right. I only pulled 8 out last time. And there's a lot of computer work I need to get going here pretty soon. There's still some things to setting up my streams here I want to give a try. I doubt that'll happen this weekend though. I want to test out a few things, but I know I will be busy with pictures. I mean, it sounds easy enough to do pictures in a way, but I suck at them. I got a good camera and they come out pretty decent. It's more the background, getting a nice composition in the picture. My daughter was really good at it, but she could spend a lot of time at it too, getting setups going and stuff. And I try to do that, but mine never come out as good as hers. But she's too busy for that anymore. It was a little different when she was younger. She used to be my picture taker for band too, for all the band events. Then she started being in band, so she had to go away from that. Made it nice because I could do the video and she'd do the picture, so I had a bunch of both. Nowadays I get a lot of video, not as much in the picture side. I try to, but I'm normally too busy running multiple cameras to stop and do pictures, but I will have to take some time. I'm sure it'll take me a few hours to get some setups going. And I tried the pop-up things, you know, the little picture enclosures. And they work pretty decently, but the lighting kind of sucks on the cheap ones. So you kind of have to substitute. And then, you know, with me, I got to put up pictures on the computer to really see. So I got to do some test pictures, got to throw them on the computer so I can see them large compared to the little screen you get on the camera. So it always takes me a while to get pictures I like. There can be some times where I'll take, you know, 20, 30 pictures of the same thing in a little different layout, and I only like 4 or 5 of them. I don't know if that's normal, but for me it's normal. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. And just if you haven't been here and seen any of this, this is a chessboard. It's a European 6-in-1 weave. I'm using 5/16 inch, 16 gauge, 1.6 millimeter thick wire. I may have coiled all these up and cut all these up myself, other than the black. Black is anodized aluminum. But I'm using bronze and bright aluminum for my main checkerboard piece here. Kind of nice getting back into doing some 6-in-1. It had been a little while since I'd done 6-in-1. At least on a larger scale. Most of my inlays have been using 1/4-inch rings, so 4-in-1 ends up working better for that. That'll be the next inlay. Once we're done with this, I'll be moving on to the next, I will say Chiefs inlay. You'll see who it is at some other point. or what it is, I guess I should say too, because I got a plan for a couple more pictures and other. So I guess I kind of let that cat out of the bag. It will be a picture. But we'll see. I'm not going to say who it is till maybe somebody guesses. And if you of you have ever watched or listened, seen anything I've done, you might kind of know because I have mentioned it before. But I'll wait to post on whom it will be till after somebody kind of guesses or we get far enough along where I think somebody should have an idea. Still got one more ring order to place to get at the rest of what I need for that one. They were out of some for a long time, and they're still out of so much other stuff that I need, at least at TRL. Kind of driving me a little bonkers with their stuff here lately. So much is out of stock, and it's like everything I want is out of stock. Why is that? Right now they're saying they're 2 months away before they get more spikes in, and I need the purple spikes for my chain ends. I've got some others coming in from a different place. We're going to see if they will work and maybe can substitute those in. But I need to get them and try them and make sure I'm going to like them before I allow that to happen. Hopefully I don't need to make any changes to anything on the tutorial for that part of it, but I gotta have good parts that are gonna work right. That's what happens with a lot of things that I get, things that I've gotten in the past that I just didn't, one, if their quality wasn't up to it, they get kind of just never used, put to the side. Other things, quality's not bad, but it's just not working the way I want, at least in what I planned on with them. And I still keep those around just to goof around with, and you never know, sometimes something might come together later on. That's happened with a few things that I've gotten in the past. Now, kind of like the balls that I use for the chain ends actually weren't, I started getting them for my tag dice that I do. And then it became a problem of finding my tag dice. They're very specific size, and if you go too small, it just makes it too floppy. If it's too big, you can't get them together. I've still got a small supply of those. I've been kind of hoarding those, but outside of that, I've gotten probably 1,000 other balls that just won't work. And that's kind of how the chain ends ended up coming together. Actually, it was from just balls I had out one day. Happened to have two colors roll together and looked at it going, hey. And so I kind of went from there on that. And then I've done other things with the balls though too. I've made different color chain ends. 4, 6, 8, 9. And used them for a few other things too. So I ended up using most of everything of those. I still have a lot left that I can do more of those, but you know. Several things like that have either worked out or I'll figure maybe something out with them later. I try to anyway. Kind of like the chandelier bindings, I guess is what you'd call them, because they're not really, you can attach them to earrings, blah blah blah, but I've got a ton of those. I'm actually going to be adding those to the website too for selling purposes. I'm going to try to start adding some more stuff for the kits and just small extras when I find them. If I can buy them in bigger bulk so I can get decent prices out to people, I will. Because sometimes the prices excuse me, some of the prices out there for some of the things, it's like, I know they can be done cheaper, selling for cheaper so people can buy them cheaper. So that's what I try to look for. If I find them and I can get extras and stuff like that, I'll put them on the website. Hoping to add a lot more just smaller finding type things like lobster clasps, and about half tempted to put up my own ear hooks that I make, earring hooks. offer them in some colors and whatnot. I offer them now as options for my current things. Give a quick look over here again. I had another follower added on Twitch last night or today, I guess. Not sure who they are, but I do thank you for joining in. So if you don't use a real name, and I don't know who it might be, it's kind of a guessing who it could be. But I want to thank everybody who's liked and subscribed either through any of the three places. It's good to have you here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, where am I at? I'm on my third camera view already, so 25 minutes. I get 10 minutes of view. That's how I kind of have it set up now. Didn't work for me real great last night though. I was having so many issues in pulling the project out of the camera view. It kind of sucked when I rewatched it later, going, man, that was awful last night. I was just having all kinds of problems with that full person. I was like, I have never had that problem. And then I ended up doing a second one. It flew together so quickly, it was insane. I was like, why couldn't this have been the one that worked on the other as the first one during the stream? I got a few more I still want to do though. I want to get the, like I said, we were doing the keychain with bottle caps. I've got some colored bottle caps that have no designs on them. They're just kind of straight bottle colored, like 5 or 6 colors. I'm going to laser etch stuff into those next time I get the laser going. I normally try to do laser work on Tuesdays and Fridays. Haven't had any orders the past week and a half on laser stuff, so I haven't gotten the laser back up and going. But when I do, I plan on doing some of those so I can capture some more bottle caps. I've done a few before. They were fun, and after doing it last night, I was like, man, I want to do some more of these. That's what I don't have really. The ones I've done were personal, so I don't have any in my own event stock. So I'm gonna do some more. And then I do have to think about what I'm going to do Wednesday too, because I need another small project. I've only done a few things that I've done before, so I'm trying to keep up with that, but there's so many things that I need to kind of do too. And if you ever order anything and you want to see it streamed while being built, just let me know. It might take an extra few days to get it out, because normally an order, I'll get started building on it right away. But if you wanted to see it streamed, say, hey, I watched my own thing being built. Drop me a line after your order, if I don't contact you first, because I do try to get out there, and I didn't count these, did I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Make sure everything's right in the order. I like to give everybody a contact if I have any questions, or if I have a thought that you hadn't maybe thought of during the order. So, but yeah, I'm more than willing to try to do a stream on anybody's project if they want. If it's something that's kind of a standard thing, if it's somebody special, you know, I've got several things that are, people have their own tutorials for and stuff. Those I wouldn't necessarily be able to do in a live stream, because I wouldn't want to give away any of their stuff on their tutorial. But I'm willing to try, and you know, if you ask, I'll let you know what's up with it, if it's something we could do. 7, come on, I need more than that. Alrighty. Well, we got the from one row in for sure, and part of this other row, so I think we had about 2 squares left when we started tonight on the first row. So I guess for sure gotten a row done already. Where are we at here? Half an hour in, so we'll be able to get this row done and possibly another. Hopefully before we end the stream tonight. should go an hour and a half. I don't plan on cutting it short or early. Like I always say, I always go an hour minimum. That's my earliest cutoff is an hour. I don't want to cut off any earlier than that. Hopefully we'll get to an hour and a half tonight, as long as nothing crazy happens. Sometimes that will happen though. But I don't think I've only had one that actually was like at 57 minutes. When I called it early, but we try to go the hour and a half most of the time. We always get in at least the hour. Making quick looks again. Just want to make sure I don't miss any comments on the other sides if people make any comments. You don't have to either. It's good to see them, but kind of want to make sure I check a little more often. Make sure I'm not missing any. Let's see. What else, if anything crazy's been going on? I guess really not a lot. Just getting ready for the band season coming up. Preparing the system. Got a lot of things I plan on doing for the website and the Booga box, but I don't want to talk about them too much till they're kind of there. I don't want to hype it up too much and then let people down. I'd rather undersell myself and let it speak for itself later. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Give me another one. 9. If you got any questions about any of the projects I've ever done too, just give me, send me an email. You can post to the actual video that you want to talk about, or just make a new post saying, hey, this back when, blah blah blah. And even if it's not related to something I've done, I haven't done everything out there, but if you got questions about anything, I'm more than willing to try to answer them if I can. Send you either to people that I know that can answer for you, or I will find out the answer myself for you. Again, if it's something I can find out. If you want to ask me, I guess I could find out the diameter of the moon if you wanted to know that, but I'd have to look it up. But if you ask a question that nobody's ever answered, that would be a hard one to answer. Hopefully they all stick mostly to chainmail. I have had some weird questions over the years through asking questions, either in person. I've had some weird in-person questions and some weird emailed questions, so I should probably compile a little list of some of them that I've gotten through the years, because some of them were like, okay, that one was weird. Finish these two up and give me a drink real quick. I didn't open it far enough. To work on the smaller rings again last night. Took me a while to get used to doing the bigger rings again. That's how it always is though, every day changing different ring sizes, different materials. Kind of have to weave a little differently. And then depending on the weave. Alright, let me grab a drink real quick. Oh. Surprised the cat hasn't started yelling at me to let her back out. It's kind of a surprise for this time of the night. This is her super awake time. Let me out, let me run. Trying to get her in before midnight's always a problem. She likes there at the night, but I guess cats are night cats for the most part. Other than the boy, he likes it from about 8 till 10:30ish, 11. He normally wants to come in and kind of crash, but being that he's older and diabetic, he doesn't do what he used to do when he was younger. So he's starting to feel my age now, I think. It's like we're in the same boat. We're about the same level. Yeah, I know how you're feeling, boy. Do a little bit of stuff, you're done. 3D printer's done, but I'm not going to go start it back up. I've got something else I need to do to it. I actually got two 3D printers. They've been going crazy here the last week and a half or so. I got one though that kind of went down on me, and I've had a new hot end for it for a long time. It's just I got to print out a holder for it, so that's actually what the other printer is working on, is printing parts for the other printer. So I can get it back up and running, but it should run better after that. I think it'll make better parts after that. Upgrade, side grade, I guess not really an upgrade, but in a way it's kind of a downgrade because I'm getting rid of the two color mixers. I'm not digging. I thought I was going to like having mixing colors, but it has become such a bigger issue. Now if it was a printer that had two different heads that had the two different colors in it that ran that way, that would probably be different. This has got a mixer where it mixes the colors together into one, comes out one hot end, and I tell you what, I've had it for a couple years, 3 or 4 years now, but it's giving me more problems than the single one I have. So I'm going to change it over and it's going to become a single hot end. But in the long run, it should be better. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Well, it's all metal hot end too, compared to some of these that have different sleeves in them. That just is what gives you the problems, I guess. You know, the aftermarket hot ends are normally better, but you have to get them working within the rig that you currently have. So I've kind of found some parts that would work for adding it, but I didn't like how they were necessarily designed, so I had to make a redesign to them. A few of the parts anyway. And that'll be the other thing going on this weekend. I'm hoping that, I'll spend a little bit of time here and there trying to rework it. I actually want to take off all my belts, check them, and take off all my wheels and bearings and clean them all up, because like I said, it's been sitting over there. It's never really had a major overhaul in the 3 years, so it needs one. I figured best time to do it if I'm going to be putting a different hot end on it. So that'll be another thing to do this weekend. Pictures, 3D printer. I guess I don't need to mow. I got my son helped out and got that done early in the week, so don't have to worry about mowing. Though he has been helping me with another project side. It's going to be part of the Booga box stuff. It's a little different. Some of you have seen the item, but now I'm going to start selling some kits and stuff for it. Taking a little bit of work to get it all prepared to make sure I've got a good enough stock to start with. And there's a little bit of work involved in it for pre-work. So he's been helping me with that too. So it's been kind of nice to have that little bit of extra help every now and again. Let's see here. Looks like I got a few viewers through everything. So again, thank you all for dropping in and kicking back and watching me work on some chainmail and yibber yabber. Jibber jabber, yibber yabber, whatever you want to call her. Try to find things to talk about. As long as it's not about the few things that I don't really like ever talking to about anyway. Politics, religion. Those two things always are the crazy, so I don't talk about those. Everybody has their own thoughts. I'm all good with that. So we just don't talk about them. We talk about everything else though. I'll even chat about conspiracy theories, old conspiracy theories. I don't like new conspiracy theories. I like old ones. Not that I believe them all, but I still like, looking into them. Or if you want to debate aliens, I don't mind that either. I like talking about aliens. I've always been kind of a sci-fi nut. And actually, I've been crunching for years and years, since, I don't know, 2001 or so. Used to do it for the SETI at Bow Inc., but now I mostly work in trying to do more of the health side of the crunching. There's several out there to do that, so I've been crunching for years. So basically a program that takes big pieces of data, they break it down in small chunks, and basically everybody becomes a supercomputer by doing their small chunk, and everybody reporting back their chunks. It gets combined again with your free computer cycles. I started out doing the SETI stuff, looking for the extraterrestrials. But I've gone into the math side, then I went into doing some of the health ones. There's some that were looking at malaria, proteins, and things like that. So here recently with the COVID, they actually had trying to break down the protein code of the COVID. Was a few of them were doing that. But there's quite a few different ones out there. Some are silly. There's actually one out there right now, freaking crunch on to find out different. What it, I forget exactly how they put it, but basically it's for Minecraft. I did a little bit of it just so I could get our team on it, on the project itself. But what's the numbers that it takes to reach the highest level of a tree or something like that? They have all kinds of weird little things. So there's a variety of different things when it comes to that. But it all started with aliens. Not saying I believe there's aliens, but I like to think that at least there's a possibility of aliens. They visited us, I don't know. But so what else we got going here? Now I know I need to be doing another. We did a small bracelet, cotton candy cord, candy cane cord. I always call it cotton candy. Candy cane cord a few weeks ago. I was doing one for my daughter. When I got done, I was like, I like it, but I don't know if she's gonna like it. She didn't end up liking it too much, so I'm gonna have to build her another one. I have more of an idea of what she's wanting now. Sometimes she gives me vague things, and then it takes a little bit of time before I finally realize what she's wanting. So I've got a better idea of what she wants. So I'll be doing another one of those here too soon. I have put it off just because it won't take very long. They take, what, about an hour or so, maybe a little bit more. At least in the 5:30 seconds 20 gauge arena. So I figure I'll get it to going here soon, but 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Figure I'll make her wait a few more weeks for it. She's not watching, so I can talk tonight. I always have to make sure I watch what I say if they're going to be watching. Even though they can go back and watch the video anyway, and I normally say, yeah, I talked about you again. Now what'd you say? Now I gotta go watch it. That's the idea. Make them watch it. I talked about you, so you must now go watch it. And they like my chainmail stuff, but, you know, they got their own things going on, so they don't always stick by and see what's going on. Sometimes they do. And I guess the wife, she likes the Purple Moon, so she had to go back and watch some of those because she wanted to see it come together. See what I jibber-jabbered while I was building it. And like I said, it kind of went through 2.5 incarnations. The first time I worked on it and didn't like the way it was going, so I pulled it apart, started it kind of back over. Got a good portion done, then I ended up taking out a little bit more at one point. And again, just trying to make it a little bit better as I went along. But now that it's done, she really wants it. I really want to sell it. We'll see who wins that battle. I would say her, but I don't know. I just don't know. Back over there, man. Almost done with this row. So this gives us 2 rows. And we're over 2 rows now. Where are we at? 45 minutes. It's not too bad. We'll easily get it in another row for sure. As long as nothing crazy happens. I gotta stop too many times. Nothing really to show off. I showed the most everything off. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. Stretch my back. Showed most everything off yesterday. Took a little extra time doing that. I mean, there's still plenty of things I need to pull out. Like I said, I want to still set up an area where I can kind of set up some stuff and have a camera be able to, I can flip over to it. It's kind of out of the way, but that's again setting up another area. Good old Pepsi. Kind of late for a Pepsi for me tonight, but I will admit I took an early nap today. Kind of short, but I don't know, I just got extremely tired shortly after being up for a little while, and I was just like, I could either fight this for a couple hours or go lay down. So kind of threw off some of my day, but you know, that happens from time to time. I was up a little late last night. That's probably more of what it was. Later than I normally am. I guess it depends on the time of the year. There are some days, some weeks, some months that I'll be more late night. And then there's other times where I'm kind of the opposite. Just things start working when I'm doing things earlier and everything works better. 4, 6, 8. Other times it's better at night. I'm a little more creative in a way at night. But I think it's more of how long I've been up. So yeah, my sleeping pattern is not normal, I guess I should say. Sometimes it can be, especially if I got events coming up. I try to do a certain way, but then I got band stuff, and then that's normally later night stuff because they perform at night, or if we're at a competition, I get home, I want to get the video up for them as soon as I can, so I normally stay up later to do all that. Well, and at the end of the year, I used to pull the all-nighters years ago when I did the end of the year videos, but their concert was so close to the end of the year, it's like I almost had to. But now I'll still give it some good late nights and get littler sleeps than normal, but I can't pull the all-nighters. There was first couple of years I was, well, I guess it would have been about year 4 and 5 when I went back to my old school and started helping them out. Their concert was like a week before graduation time, so I think I had a 38-hour run one year. That was the longest. The next year was a little shorter, next year was a little shorter, and then I was like, yeah, I'm getting too old to do this overnight and stuff anymore. Plus, I mean, I gotten better, computer's gotten faster, so everything takes a lot less time, so that kind of helps too. Because, I mean, it used to take, I'd do a final concert back in 2010, 12. You know, I get 45, 50 minutes of video. It could take 4 or 5 hours to process. So, you know, during that time I would be working on other stuff while I was doing that. But nowadays, those same videos, you know, I can get done well under an hour. Sometimes a little quicker depending. So that's definitely helped through the years, just having computers that can process more and do more a little bit faster. Since my old body can't do it, something has to make up for it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8, 9. Quick look over. Yeah, I've got a viewer over on Twitch. Hello, Twitch world. I can never quite tell on the YouTube side if there's people live or that's a standing counting number. I'm always not quite sure there. But hello, YouTube world too. And hello, Facebook world over here. Like I said, I've got my Facebook to the left of me and Twitter or Twitch and YouTube to the right of me. So I'm back and forth looking at them both. One day I'll hopefully figure out how I can combine them all into one. I'd like to do it like Sean's over at Mailworks when he was doing his streams. I kind of liked how he had his little setups going, but again, that's pay service. That someday, maybe if I get enough people watching and think it's worth enough to do so, I probably will. I would now if I could with, you know, having it to my business page of the Booga Box, but it will only let me stream to my personal page, so it's like, yeah, that's not going to work. I want to try to do all these through one system. Well, and then I was having issues even just going through the personal one at one point. It was just having problems, and it might have just been a glitch within that week with their system. But I gave up on it pretty quick when it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. I was like, yeah, I need to find something that's going to work for me. So now that we are coming in on 50 minutes, so I got to thank everybody again in case you just joining us and everything. I've tried to do it a couple times during the stream. Welcome everybody and let everybody know what we're doing. Tonight is Large Project Thursday. We're working on a 6-in-1 European 6-in-1 chessboard. Eventually it will get made chess pieces for at a chainmail, but right now I've just got nice heavy-duty, heavy-weighted chess pieces for it. But eventually it will have chainmail chess pieces made for it. If I can get some more time to just sit around and play. If I get all my computer work done, all my pictures caught up, I can finally sit down and work on some of the R&D stuff I've been doing. I guess we'd be back over to this view. My upper camera. It's a little further away, but I think I get a better angle at it right now than what I was getting it when it was on a little tripod. I made a 3D printed thing that I could add to my pegboard to hold it. Now I've got to design one actually for my side camera up here, as it's just using one of those the tripods that are got wiggle arms where you can kind of bend them around to hold on to things. It's doing okay, but I'm limited on some of my movements, so I want to make a little something different for it. I just need to do some measuring and then sit down one day and get something made up, a design made up that I can print. It'll happen one day. It's been doing the job for now, but it was giving me issues tonight when I was trying to get the camera at the right angle because part of the legs had moved on me and I couldn't quite get exactly where it was. So hopefully that side view, I've missed it on the main. Hopefully it's coming out alright. But when we do start the next picture inlay, I will be putting the wide angle lens on the camera, the straight up camera here. And once I get started on it, it will be just a one camera view for those nights, or for Thursday night while I'm working on that one. Because I'm going to do like I did with the last one, try to make a good time lapse out of it. Video every time I come over and work on it. And I need a wider angle to capture everything. If I get my Canon to work up there, it'd probably be better because I've got a bigger wide angle lens for that. I'd probably be able to get most of my desk, if not more. It's super wide angle. I can get a lot of the football field when I'm out with it. That's my main camera I use for doing the band stuff anymore. Because I can be closer and still get most of the field in view compared to the normal angle. And I did get some more power blocks for my PoPros. I've been using this one little lipstick style thing forever. Never even had enough power to recharge a cell phone all the way, and it had worked, but it had been giving me problems, especially at the end of the school year last year. It barely gave me 30 more minutes of extra power, so I missed half the concert with that camera. And I was like, that's going to have to change, so I got me some big old 30,000 milliwatt hour battery packs that I can now add on to that, and I shouldn't have any problems. I'll run out of memory card space probably before I run out of battery power. I am going to have to figure out some way of mounting them to my tripod still, but again, that'll be another 3D piece I'll probably rent up if I can't figure out an easy hookup system. So they did come with carabiners on them. I just don't know if the carabiner will be able to fit around any of my current locks that are on those tripods, because I call them tripods, but they're actually more light stands. It's so I can be behind the band on stage, and I can stretch those things up. They go up to a good 12, 15 feet, so I can get up kind of high and get a nice angle coming down from behind them with it. So I do have to run a USB cord up to the GoPro, but once they're kind of set up and going, they just have to sit there and just do their job, because I can't really pull them down. They're not as easy as messing with a normal tripod. I had to make some mounts for those though too, because they had a bigger screws on the top for actually it was for holding backgrounds to do picture shoots, and I kind of repurposed them to work as tall tripod. I've used them before on the front on the football field, where I've got a bar mount that I can put 2 cameras on, and I'll put them on that and center them up and have the cameras pointing out so you can see them march across one camera and they come into view of the other camera. Makes for kind of a neat video. If you get them lined up right, the better they're lined up, the better it looks. I will say that. There's been some times where I've done it. Like I said, when it comes to band things, I get one shot. So if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. A little different when you're doing other stuff. I mean, like a live stream here, it's pretty much one shot. It works or doesn't. But if I'm going to do other video and stuff, you can try it multiple times. And no, you can't do that with a band performance. You got to get it all done in one shot and hope it works. I don't know how many times during a year that I'll get. Sometimes things work out great, and it's like, wow, that worked out. And I'll try it again, and it didn't work out the next time. It's like, how did it work that time? What did I do differently? Sometimes I can kind of figure it out. Other times I don't. And it was kind of like, well, the first family night showcase here a few Fridays back that had a camera underneath the drum major stand pointing out that I thought was going to be a really cool view. But that's actually the camera I'm using now. Just will not record to SD cards anymore. No matter what I do, it will not. I've tried many cards. I looked up the error code, and there's very little information on the error code. And I mean, that camera is fairly old. I mean, it was actually the first camera I ever bought for doing video with the bands. Back in 2009, I think that would have been. Before that, I was using an old high 8 camera that we borrowed from the wife's parents. And then finally started getting my own equipment. So it's lasted me quite a few years. Still does pretty good video. Can't complain. But yeah, I kind of, I think the kids were kind of looking forward to saying, hey, that's going to be a kind of a cool view coming out from right there. And it didn't work, so I thought it was just some kind of minor thing till I got home, and I did spend that Saturday trying to figure out what it was and looking up the codes. And by the looks of it, like I said, it looks like it needed to be sent in to the shop and might be able to be fixed. But since it's so old, I actually can find a used one of those same cameras for cheaper than it was going to cost just to have somebody look at it. So it was like, I hooked it up, made sure it worked for the stream, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave this as a stream camera, and we won't worry about recording to it anymore. I do lose an on-field camera, or, a concert camera, but, with less help, it's harder to run so many cameras sometimes anyway. So, it is what it is. That's what I always say with band stuff, with the band parents when I do the DVDs. It's like, I do what I can. If I get views, I get views. If I don't, I don't. I can only do what I can do. I get one shot to do it, so it's not like I can go stop at halftime performance going, hey, I want to move this camera to a different angle. Can you start over? That doesn't work too well. Though I will say last year with all the competitions getting closed, a lot of them were doing online competitions where you film and submit the video to it, and the director asked me if I'd be willing to come up and do that on a few of their nights of practice, and they'd go full uniform so they could do that. And I was like, yeah, that's no problem. Now that way, I didn't have to necessarily say anything because we were basically just running one view. Competitions didn't want you to have edits and cuts where you cut out bad parts. They just want one overall top view. But if the director, would get into it, and I think there was one night we did it 4 times. We recorded all the way through 3 of them. One of them he did stop them, but and I'd just prepare all his videos. He'd look them through, see which one he liked the best, and that's the one he submitted. So that was a little different last year. But hopefully that don't happen this year. I will. I mean, I'm looking forward to going back and seeing competitions. I'm seeing all the different bands, and I go there to help them and do that, but I do like to hang out and watch other bands because they're cool. I'm just an old band guy myself, so I enjoy just hanging out and watching bands perform all day. I can do that. Now there's 4 of them they plan on going to this year. That's a little more than normal, so that's going to be a little taxing, I'm sure, but we'll see how it goes. I got a few more years left in me at least. Carrying all the equipment around can be a booger sometimes, but I figure I'm hoping to get me in a few more years, and then I might have to retire my band helping. At least on doing the camera work. I might still help run their websites and stuff if they want. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll see how that goes. There's been a few times here and there I thought I was done, but always something drags me back. But like I said, I am getting older. My wife's getting older, and she has her health issues, so I need to start scaling back that some. Plus, I do want my business to work, so I'd like to put in a little more time on that. And that time of the year, there's a lot of festivals in the fall that I end up missing out on because I try not to conflict with my band stuff. So I do think I've got a couple more years at least this year, and see how things go by the end of this year. If the business really starts picking up and I need to spend more time on it, I don't want to say this would be my last year, but it could be. Not that I still wouldn't go and watch them at times and just go to some band competitions just to hang out and watch some bands at times, but the helping out and doing everything might have to slowly start dwindling down. I've been doing it since really it was about 04, kinda. It was small then, just one little camera, and go on the full bore with providing DVDs to the kids for free every year. We're going on 12, 13 years of that. So I know eventually it would have to kind of start winding down. It was a lot easier, definitely, when I was 30 something compared to almost 50. As the youngest, she started helping out when she was 4 and 5 years old. She was actually going out and taking pictures for me, and she kind of did that all through grade school and middle school, helping me out with any band event that I went to, doing pictures for me. Till she was in her own high school band, and she couldn't. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Oh, let me grab a drink real quick here. Where are we at? Anyway, hour 3 minutes. So we've made our hour. And we're about done with row 3 here. I guess overall we have done more than 3 rows because I had a partial row to start with, so. Alright, because we started here. We came back with 2, 3, yeah. Here, okay. I hadn't had a metal splinter in a while. Thought I had one, but it was like, I want to be a splinter, but I haven't pierced you all the way yet. And I caught you beforehand, so you will not become a splinter now. Must have been from cleaning all those others earlier. I did have a group of rings I needed to clean up earlier, so. And I have coiled up some more. I've got another, I don't know, I did 5, 6 different sizes of coils. So I probably got about 60-ish, 50-ish Coils I've got to get cut up here at some point too. A lot easier to get the coiler set up where I'll just coil up the different sizes I want to try, and then I'll kind of go through and try to do it just a day of cutting where I'm cutting all the different sizes. So I know that's not going to happen this weekend though, but I will have to do it here within the next 2 weeks. I need to get some cutting done. Nothing that I'm super needing right now. It's probably the only reason I haven't. I've been putting it off. But I do have some sizes in mind. I got some sizes I need to replace, just the stuff I have, and then some other sizes I just want to have. So I'm going to try some different things with them. We're back over onto the top camera now. I kind of have to look more at that now to make sure I have a good view from whatever camera it flips to. Though it does flip, you know, 1, 2, and then 3, 1, 2, and 3. It kind of just rotates between those every 10 minutes. And where are you at? 1, 2, 3. This is row 4. So we've got 3 more rows, and then we'll be halfway. So we'll get it down to at least 2 probably before we end the stream. And then I probably will finish it up and get it halfway at least before I go to bed tonight. More than likely. Well, it depends. I gotta get the kitchen done. And then the normal cat thing from 9 to, you know, normally about 9:15 is when he starts getting fed. By the time all the cats get fed and get his shot done, that's a 15-20 minute job. Then I normally work on cleaning the kitchen, get the dishwasher started, all that stuff. So normally not to about 10:15. I used to put it all off and started it at 10 to do that when Sean was having his stream at Mailworks, because he would start his up at 9. That's one reason why I wanted to not go past 9, because I want to watch his stream. But I'll plug him again too. If you're into chainmail printed items, go check out Mailworks. Sean over at Mailworks. He's got some great products over there. I've only got one of his shirts right now, but I got 3 more I'm ready to order. 2 that I can order right now, 1 more I'm kind of waiting. I have been putting off ordering the other 2 because I was like, I might as well just order all 3 that I want, but I need him to create it first. It's basically the same design he's got, just in a different color. I want to have a red and blue of the jersey and t-shirt, so. But anyway, go over there, check out Mailworks. He's got all kinds of other stuff too that are just really cool. Shirts, boots, covers, all kinds of just cool things. I mean, I could literally buy one of everything there and I'd be happy, but I would also be broke and probably die from inflicted wounds from the wife. Otherwise, I would buy everything he has. So I know I haven't added a link in a while. I'll have to share his link over on the BookBox page here soon again. It's been a little while since I've done that. I normally try to plug him at some point during my video nights. And some other chain mailers. Bracken Mail, he hasn't done a stream in a while either. Kind of missed doing his. His was earlier in the night, so I could catch some of his before I started my stream. Then I'd do my stream, and then I'd go over and watch Sean's stream at Mailworks. It was kind of fun to, you know, I had to spend a lot of time watching stuff and streaming while I was chainmailing, but I need to find me some other chain mailers streams to watch myself. I enjoy just kind of hanging out. I can go on YouTube sometimes and spend a good hour just watching chainmail videos, even of things that I already know how to make. Like I said, sometimes watching those streams, they'll be talking about what they're doing and or videos of what they're doing, and sometimes I might just have a little nugget, or you'll see something that they're doing going, hey, that gives me an idea for this or that. And I don't want to necessarily copy what they're doing, but sometimes it's just what they're talking about. They'll say something about how they've done something before and give you an idea. Maybe help with a weave that you know, help speed up a weave. Early on, there was some things like that I did learn. A little less nowadays, because, you know, I've been doing it longer and longer now, so I keep learning as I go, though. 4, 7, 8, 9. Readjust. I forgot to move my chair pad over here, so my gluteus maximus is getting a little sore. Now, I think that's what it's called, right? I can say butt. My butt is getting sore. I bought that pad a while back, and boy, it's come in handy. I use it on all the chairs pretty much anymore. Wherever I'm going to be sitting for a while, I'll move it there. Because if you're older, if you ever watch King of the Hill, and you know Hank Hill has no butt. That is me. I have no butt. I have no padding. That's why a lot of times when I'm doing chainmail outside of the stream, for sure, I don't sit. I'll stand and do a lot of my chainmail just because my butt gets sore after sitting for a little bit. I can't sit for very long before I get sore. I have no butt padding. Okay, we'll get out of that. That is a little strange for chainmail talk. I'm a chainmailer with no butt. That's why even at events, you know, I can sit down and do a little bit of work, but I normally stand up and kind of walk around. I'll chat with some people. I just can't sit for very long at any given time. Even in nice comfy chairs, it's hard. That's, well, we were talking about movies last night, but that's one of the other reasons why I don't really like going to movies. I have a hard time sitting down for more than an hour without getting up and moving around doing something, even if it's, you know, just 10 minutes or so doing something else just to get off the old Rumpelstiltskin there. Ow. Oh, yeah, I do. In a second. Oh, I got him. Had a little splinter. A little metal splinter. Kept hitting it going, well, I thought I'd gotten it earlier, but now I got him out of there. And it seems about once a week I always get one of those from something or another. Whenever you're closing and clicking, the cleaner the rings are before that happens, the less you get, which, you know, I normally do, but sometimes when I am cleaning I still use my bench for drying purposes, so there can be loose stuff that didn't quite make it out in the rinse that comes out. So I still get them on occasion. Not like I used to, though. And especially doing my own rings. I get a lot less doing my own rings, and then again, like I said, just cleaning up everything before. Normally I clean them up before I even put them in their containers anymore. Just to... Everybody's business is a little different when it comes to their products they sell. TRLs, they're cheaper, but they don't clean their stuff, so you obviously have to clean that immediately. Other places do some cleaning. Some are better than others. So even if they say they've cleaned them, it's kind of become a habit now that just as soon as I get anything in, first thing I do is just take my time, go give them a quick cleaning before I'll put them up into storage for use, just so they're ready to go at that time. I need some background music. That's the next thing I gotta figure out, so I don't start singing. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants me to sing. I've got good tone in the ears. I can hear good tone, but I can't sing worth a tone. That's why I never really liked choir all that much in school and stuff. I could never sing. What sounds good to me, it's like when I'm watching all these videos later, it's still, even after doing them as long as I have now, hearing my own voice is so weird. I mean, I know it's going to sound different than what it sounds like in your head, but I still haven't gotten used to it, even though I watch probably 90% of these videos later just to make sure everything worked. See if I got too stupid. But yeah, it's so strange hearing my own voice. So when I try to sing, it's like the same thing. It's like what I hear and what sounds good in my head isn't what's coming out of my mouth at all. At all. But I can hear good tone, and that's always been the thing with being in band. Since I started in 3rd grade, I've always been able to hear cross, you know, I could tune out other instruments when a full group ensemble's playing and stuff. I can still 4, 6, 8. Seems odd, but yeah, my daughter always like, there's no way you can hear just me while we're playing. It's like, I can tune out the other instruments and hear you, even though she played bass clarinet. Most times she was the only bass clarinet. But it's like, there's no way you can hear me over everybody else. I'm like, it's just how my brain works. I can tune out those other things and pick out that melody and the harmony to parts and just be able to block out the rest out. And part of that is probably just because I've learned how to read scores, which have all the parts on there. So when you're falling apart, when you're reading a score, and I'm kind of, like I said, I'm an old band guy. I was an old drum major, so there are times where I like to go on YouTube. And on YouTube, you can find music, scores of pieces, and they flip through the score as the music playing. And I can watch the same video 5-6 different times, so I can follow the trumpet part, I can follow the clarinet part, I can follow the drum part. And I can tune out all those others and hear what they're playing by looking at the notes that they're playing too. So it's because she rocks. Oh, you're here now. I guess it's a good thing you weren't here earlier when I was talking about you, huh? I was telling everybody, you guys aren't watching tonight, so I can talk about you. And then you guys showed up. I can hear them upstairs. Yeah, now you have to go back and watch the video. See, what was I talking about? But I was saying that too. I was like, yeah, whenever I tell them I talked about them on the video, then they have to go back and watch to see what I was talking about. And I was like, it just makes them go watch it so I can get better counts. More views. Let me check over on my others here. Make sure I'm not missing the comments. Now I have to watch what I say. Can't talk. I never talk bad. I just talk funny stories. At least funny to me. Might not be to you, but 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost done. 4 more little rows here, and then we'll be done with this row too. Oh yeah, I can easily finish that up in the last 15 minutes. 14. 13, I guess, depending on all my times are so weird. 17:40, 17:30, 17 just now 30. My other one says I've only been recording for 1 hour and 16. And I always start recording before I even start the live stream, so that's confusing. That my time is shorter, even though I have been recording longer. Like I said, I always record all my streams too, in case the stream for some reason doesn't work out right. I can delete the stream and throw up the video to compensate for it. I've done that, I think, twice now, because the stream had real bad glitches in it one night, but my video that I took was perfectly fine, so... Oh. I don't see one there, I don't know. There's nothing here that I keep hitting. Just feels like I keep hitting a piece of metal for some reason. But we'll finish up this row and then we'll probably call it quits for tonight. We should finish this up within the next 15 for sure. 14, 13, wherever it might ride. I think I should be able to get it done in 13 without a problem, but we'll finish up this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 2 more rows after this to get to halfway point finally. And this overall, by the time I'm done, really, it's only about a 22, 23 hour job. I mean, it's still a lot of hours into something kind of smallish, but compared to some of the other things that I've done, you know, where I'm at 60, 175 hours. This is kind of a small chump change to it. Some of my lamps have taken about that long though too. My lamp shades. I know the first one, I think I was 26 hours on it. But it was the first time I was working with scales at the time. And the first scale project I ever did was a lampshade. I don't know. what was I thinking? I should have learned how to do working with scales on something smaller before I just jumped into it. It was like, no, I'm just going to jump right on in. And that's how a lot of these things end up working. It's just, I'm just going to jump in and try to figure it out. But I learned more that way than any other way for the most part. Trial error is the best way to learn. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I thought I had those evened out when I put them in there, but I must not put as many silver in there as I did my bronze. But they're all clean and ready to go whenever I need more, so that's all good. And quick checks. Just in case. I almost didn't catch your post over there because I hadn't looked at the Facebook side in a little bit. I think I made it pretty good. Well, I don't know. 4 minutes? I guess it's been maybe 3-4 minutes. Yeah, I must have another little splinter in there. Is that it? I think I might have got it. I don't know why. It must have just been all those cleaning things up here and I didn't wipe down my table good enough. That's the second one I got tonight. I'm trying to even remember. I think it's been probably... I would normally get one a week, but yeah, I think it's been a couple weeks since I last got a metal splinter. So yeah, it must just... I guess I didn't wipe off my table today. After doing all the cleaning of the other stuff today, so... That's probably all on me again. Like most things, it's always my bad. Something I overlooked. But we are coming up near the end here, so I mean I'm down to roughly 18-20 rings left, so I want to go through and do my normal spiel. Thank everybody for stopping in. If you're watching us live or watching later, I thank you all for doing so. I want to thank everybody for their orders if you watch and have made orders, or if you've made orders and just now catching some video. I want to thank everybody for the orders and everything over the last several months. It's been nice to get more and more of those. It's been definitely much appreciated. It's let me continue to grow the business. And if you're watching us an hour later, check us out on 2, 4, 6, on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. We streamed all 3 of those Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Go there and get all the subscribes and likes. And I don't think I said it tonight, I'm trying to get to 300 likes on Facebook. And once we do that, we're going to start doing some giveaways again. It's been a few years since I did the giveaways. Just seemed like I had a lot less interest in them there for a while, but if we can get up more people watching these streams and stuff, I want to start doing some giveaways. Start with some smaller things, but I do want to try to eventually get to 500 likes would be nice. And then I plan on doing something a little extra large, a little special. Once we get to the 500 likes, so make sure you get us out there, share it with friends, and if you're not into chainmail and just looking at maybe getting into chainmail, give us a like, follow. If you're a chainmailer like myself and follow us, that's all good too. If you just like to come and watch different things, that's all good too. Just share us out there. You never know what might spark somebody's interest. You might find something that you like, that you see, that you gotta have. So get us out there and share and like all that stuff. And like I said, come and check us out Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. Central. Monday night we do his medium project. Wednesday is a small project, something we can hopefully finish up during the stream. And Thursdays is a larger project, something that could take, might get a little boring, I guess, in a way after a month or two. But when you have a larger project like that takes that long, I mean, you can come by and just check out the progress all the time. You know, it's all good. We have fun. And just got these last few here to do. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you ever have any thoughts or ideas or anything, like I said, you can always contact me either through Facebook or send a message through any of the other platforms. Send me an email through our website. I'll be more than happy to answer anything you have. If you got ideas of something that you might like to see, it's not necessarily something you have to order either. Just if you have a thought, idea. Sometimes you can't necessarily do exactly what you're asking for, but sometimes it gives us extra thoughts going, because I try to work in chainmail into odder per se things. And a lot of people do bracelets and necklaces and stuff like that, but that's why I like them lampshades. They're just different. Not a lot of people do lampshades, so they are a more expensive lampshade, but they're all metal lampshade. They're going to last a while. Can easily be repaired if something happens. Take quite a bit, though, to tell you the truth. We had one lampshade at one of our events, an outdoor event, and it was a grassy area, but it got knocked over by a dog collar or dog leash. Dog wrapped around it and fell over. It would have toasted a normal lampshade, but it was perfectly fine. A little dusting off, checked it over, it was all good. So they're a little more sturdy and can last a lifetime. But I do like to try to do things a little differently. Some people are kind of into the chainmail and want it more to the period time. They're more into the, accuracy of armor. Some like the more jewelry. I like to kind of mix it up too. I'm willing to try anything. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I just like to have fun with it. We're coming up on the last 2 rings here, so again, I want to thank everybody, and we will be back. I guess we won't have anything this weekend. I'm not even going to try to do one on Saturday. Sometimes I will try to do a Saturday one depending on what's going on, but this weekend I won't, as I'll be doing some pictures and some other things getting ready. So we will be back on Monday night, next Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Go ahead and this has already got some good weight to it compared to the other ones that were all aluminum. But we're getting there. It looks like a chessboard, I hope. But I want to thank everybody again for stopping by, checking us out, seeing what's going on. Hope to see you back here at some other point. Give us likes, shares, and all that good stuff. And I hope you all have a great weekend. And we'll see you on Monday.